What's going on, everyone? It's Monday night. It's 9:30. It's Bridgeside Sports Live time. Oh, we got the music going on again. But I'm your host, Phil Cagliostro, and next to me is the one and only, literally the one and only, Donnie Borst. How's it going, Donnie? That's right. We're going to carry the whole show tonight. We're going to carry the whole show tonight, just me and Donnie. We're just going to be shooting it between
Ventra
us.
might show up.
We got an empty chair there waiting for Chris Ventra. Who knows what's going to happen, if he's going to come. I think he's going to come, but he's leaving us in suspense for the night. Give a shout-out to everybody else who's out there. I'll give a shout-out to the time, too. I'll remind you guys at the end of the night, but tonight is the last 9:30 night, Donnie. How do you feel about that?
We're moving to 8 p.m.
We're moving to 8. Big things are happening.
No, it's good.
We got to feel good about ourselves that we're moving to 8.
That's sitcom prime
That's
time.
Sitcom prime time. Yeah. We're like Friends, The Big Bang Theory. Any of those?
Yeah, I guess.
Any of those heavy hitters. But anyway, guys, we're going to stick to sports, not sitcoms, and we're going to jump right into sports in 10. I think you heard the music at the very, very beginning of the show. I think we want to play it again, though. I want to hear that 10 o'clock, that 10 minutes. I'm sorry, not 10 o'clock. Let's play it. Let's hit it. And there it is, baby. Excellent. So the big story of the weekend wasn't football, wasn't basketball, sure as hell wasn't the Islanders. What it was... Giancarlo Stanton coming to the Yankees, baby. How do you feel about it, Donnie?
It's despicable, man. So the Yankees, they had this deal put on a silver platter for them, and they had to do nothing. It was basically...
No, it was handed to the lap. They didn't want him.
No, that's what I mean. It was a silver platter deal. They basically got a free agent signing off a guy that was already at his peak.
Yeah.
It really made no sense, so they had to part ways with Castro, who did have a good year last year.
He did have a good year.
But I mean,
yeah,
but that's the whole point. So you have Torres, who you're looking to start next year anyway, and then your 2 or 3 hitter is one of the best hitters in baseball currently.
But this way, when he first went on the market, the Yankees said they didn't want him. They wanted to send him to
too much, yeah.
And the original package, there were rumors that they wanted Severino and Clint Frazier. Because obviously they were asking high for Stanton.
Of course.
And then they gave up 2 prospects that are second-tier prospects at best, and Starlin Castro, who they have a replacement for.
It was an absolute joke.
Cashman, this is another great move. Cashman is really earning his money as a GM. I'm sorry.
I've been debating this for 2 days now. How can you call that a great move? It was put on their lap by Derek Jeter.
No, you know who's
the Sherman, whatever this contingent is now in Miami. How could you call that?
Derek Jeter's still on the Yankee payroll? No. Honestly,
Wynn did say that actually. Yeah.
Honestly, who made this trade possible was Stanton. Stanton held the Marlins over the barrel.
5 teams.
They should have never. Well, they should have never gave him a no trade clause. They gave him $300 million and a no trade clause.
No, but if you're going to give somebody that good of a contract, you typically would give them a no trade clause. But that's not the biggest thing.
He did what Melo did to the Knicks.
Yeah.
He turned down the trade to the Giants. He turned down the trade to the Cardinals. The Dodgers said they couldn't take him because their payroll,
trying to come down with payroll, right?
Their payroll is actually above the Yankees. Yeah. So Stanton was done. I mean, the Marlins were done because Stanton made them done, and the Yankees. And like you said, it just jumped in. So now the Yankees. How many home runs do you think the Yankees hit next year?
I don't know, 300.
The record's 261.
Yeah, no, it's some ridiculous number. That's my point.
By the 97 Mariners in the Kingdom. Remember that team? Griffey, Buhner, Edgar Martinez, A-Rod.
Yeah.
That's some team.
Unbelievable.
And you know what? Yeah. The Yankees, they're going to crush that. Because Stanton and Judge.
I don't know if they crush it, but I'm going to speculate that they crush it. Yeah.
Dude, you might get 120.
Brett Gardner hits like 20 home runs on that team.
You'll probably get 120 to 130 home runs from Sanchez, Judge, and Stanton.
Alone,
correct?
yeah. It's awful.
But that is huge news. Donnie, not very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. Chris is very happy about it. You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
It's your boy.
You heard it here first. Ventura loved it. But anyway, we're going to move on to more baseball. What's going on? We got Ohtani, big agent, who we thought the Yankees were going to get, went to the Los Angeles Angels. Are they the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? Or
they're just the Los Angeles Angels.
Los Angeles Angels. Donnie, what do you think about Ohtani?
This was
picking the Angels.
This was a bigger deal to me than the Stanton thing. It's not really in hindsight, but it was a bigger deal to me. I've been waiting to see what this guy would do if he would come to the majors this year. How he would be played in the majors when he came in. Mike Scioscia, who's going to be his manager, did mention that he'd be a two-way player.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I'm very excited about that.
It's phenomenal. That's what you wanted to do. I'm pretty sure that's why he chose the Angels, because they told him that he'd be a two-way player there.
Why did he choose the Angels over like the Rangers and the Yankees? To be honest with you.
Well, no, I think he wanted to be on the coast, possibly to be closer to home. Yeah,
that's the only thing I could think of, because they had $2 more million. The Rangers and the Yankees had $2.5 million more, I believe. I think the Angels fiddled with some money when they realized that he was coming to give him more money, and
the Mariners also did, and he opted out.
I think it was a West Coast. I think it was a West Coast thing.
I think he likes the idea of Los Angeles, but the Dodgers didn't seem to be in play at the end of the day, so he went.
I think he wanted big city, close to Japan.
I agree.
And you know, from a curiosity standpoint, I'm very curious to see him play.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Talk. He's going to be playing baseball. He's going to be playing baseball. Of course, he's going to be playing baseball.
Yeah, a little bit of baseball.
He's going to be hitting, and he's going to be pitching, and that's awesome as a two-way play. But I have to say, he's taking a gamble. If he stayed in Japan for 2 more years,
he would have the mysterious factor,
and he would have got a massive contract,
at least $100 million.
If this guy comes here, if he has 2 mediocre seasons, he costs himself millions of dollars.
He certainly did, yeah.
And you know what? I give him a lot of credit for doing it, though. I gotta say, I think it's a silly move. I don't know if I would have done it, but I gotta give it to him for trying.
This is what I'll say in summation. He absolutely is more of a starting pitcher. I think he's actually going to be a phenomenal pitcher. He's already played against pros pitching.
Yeah.
And he's a high strikeout guy. He's a low ERA guy. I think he'll fit in. The AL West, it actually will be a little bit tough for him on the mound against AL West teams, but I think ultimately he'll be a better starting pitcher. The hitting may go by the wayside, but I agree that he'll absolutely be a good starting pitcher. Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome seeing hit, too.
Absolutely.
I know you agree. Chris? Yep. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to move on to Week 14. Moving on to football now, guys. We're going to go, Mike? No. We're going to go Week 14. Nah. Week 14 football just came. We got a lot of big things. We got a lot of big games and a lot of big things that happened.
Right.
We're going to put a pin in one of them because we're going to talk about it in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to start, actually, a game that I want to start with is that this is Mike's team. So I'm going to Mike, he can't talk about it, but what do we think of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yeah.
Again, proving it again, beating the Seattle Seahawks. I know it was at home, and Seahawks are different, home and away. Beating the Seahawks, and really, they gave up a couple big plays, but beating the Seahawks now being 9-4. What do you make of the Jaguars, man?
Well, this is what I got to say about this game, right? So, this game probably made a couple of people jump off a couple of ledges as far as betting's concerned. So, this game had a 41 over, I believe, and it was 3 at the half. And the game wound up being 30-24. I mean, that was absolutely a disgrace. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, as far as the game is concerned itself, made a lot of good plays when they needed to. They kept in sync, and the Seattle Seahawks, Jesus Christ. I mean, Russell Wilson kept them in the game single-handedly. An MVP candidate. I mean, he threw 3 picks.
Yeah.
But they were not in that game had it not been for him, though.
I think Russell Wilson's breaking an NFL record. I think he's contributing 100% of all-purpose yards for his team every week.
He'd have to be.
Because
it's ridiculous.
Who else is gaining yards on that team? He runs for everything. He passes for everything. He literally has to, obviously not 100%, it has to be the highest of all time of how the percentage of yards that are coming from Wilson compared to the rest of the team.
I couldn't argue with you on that. Yeah, absolutely.
He's the best running back on the team. He's the best passer on the team, obviously. Mm-hmm. He's probably the best receiver on the damn team, too. And he's probably the best blocker because nobody can block on that team.
Right.
And the fact that they're that close. But that was a great game at Jacksonville. You had, like I said, Rams and Philly, but we're going to talk about that in a moment. Another big game that you mentioned before in our pre-production meeting, Minnesota, Carolina.
Unbelievable.
What do you think about Carolina making a statement? A lot of people thought, and I thought this was the week Minnesota was going to be able to pull ahead. I thought the Rams had a chance to beat the Eagles, and then Minnesota was going to beat Carolina.
Well, not the most surprising thing I've ever seen. Carolina, good team, needed the game at home. So I'll give them that. I mean, they're going to have it. I think they're going to be a wild card team, not the division winner. I still think I'm going to put that with the Saints.
Agreed.
The Vikings are still going to be a division winner in the North. I think they have to win one more game. Yeah. And then their defense, their offense is okay. Their defense is still the thing.
It's true.
And they're a good team. I mean, I think they'll make some waves in the playoffs also.
So I touched on the Rams and Eagles. And Donnie, your boy, not Chris Venture, your boy, Carson Wentz went down, torn ACL, done for the year.
Yeah,
Are you in a mourning state right now?
It's an absolute disgrace, my man.
Yeah.
Carson
MVP.
Wentz,
MVP. We could say he was going to be MVP.
well, he was absolutely going to be
I
MVP.
think so, yes.
Especially with that game that he was having yesterday.
Fantastic game.
He had a phenomenal game, even without being able to finish the game yesterday. I mean, when Carson Wentz went into a game, I mean, you'd look at the drive on offense and you'd say, you know what? Yeah, there's a good chance he's going to light them up. It was not Brady, but it was almost a Brady Manning kind of thing.
He's not Brady. No, you can't.
No, he's young.
Yeah,
but
I know. You can't cut it from.
But that's what it started to look like. He's not going to miss passes. He's not going to give you a turnover.
He runs better than all those guys.
And he runs
athletic,
better, yeah.
man, and it's what got him hurt.
Yeah, so
It's a shame, man. He was having a great year. And, dude, the NFL, how many stars are going to get hurt in this league right now? They, again, dealt bad hands. Wentz, Beckham, Rodgers, Watson, David Johnson. Like, everyone's getting hurt.
J.J. Watt on the other.
I'm sorry, yes, J.J. Watt.
I mean,
Sherman.
Yeah.
Like, star power
hard, man.
are going down. You know, and scary
Dalvin
injuries.
Cook, who's supposed to be a huge
Dalvin
up-and-comer.
Cook.
I mean, there's
Kamara,
Alvin Kamara, Jesus.
Kamara went out with it. Scary injuries with Nazier. The guy needed spinal surgery. But anyway, a bad injury for Wentz.
Oh, it's terrible.
As a fantasy football owner with him, I'm devastated.
Yeah, as am I, actually. I also do have him. So
okay, but anyway, we're now going to move on. We're gonna stick to our weekly segment of the Are You Kidding Me? Did that just happen? Woo! That's the new one. Did that just happen, guys? So the first one we're going to kick it to, I don't know if in the tri-state area, we live in Brooklyn, we had a little snow this weekend. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
I don't know if anyone out there is watching from the far reaches of Buffalo, New York, but had a lot of snow there. Donnie, what did you think of that game?
That was one of the craziest games that I've ever seen.
There's the clock.
Over a television set. I mean, you could look at that. You really couldn't see on the television about 10 feet in front of you. I mean, the plays, there was no plays taken for granted. It was insane.
It was like a game that I've played in the schoolyard.
Right.
And it looked really fun to play.
Yeah, it looked like a foot of snow on the ground.
That was awesome. That was one of my funnest games, playing in those blizzards. Did you see the punt that he kicked and then it just didn't even bounce. It stopped.
I did, but I was actually going to bring up the Vinatieri kick, the extra point.
Yeah.
No, that he made though.
Which
are like they didn't. I mean, I was listening to the broadcast. They didn't think there was a chance in hell he's making that.
Yeah,
and it was one of the worst kicks that ever by trajectory, but it made it through. It was unreal.
Saying the fact that he missed two of them when he's the classic snow.
Of course,
tough rule game and all that, but. We had that. That was a great scene. And
by the way, the McCoy running for the touchdown at the end of the game in overtime was chilling.
Yeah.
That's how great of a play. That's a Steve Sable NFL Films kind of play.
The music,
my God, with the music,
and the smoke coming out. And smoke coming from their head.
Because they're still in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
That's why that's such a chilling thing. Yeah, that was great. So go ahead.
That was really fun. We had a couple more Are You Kidding Me? Did that just happen? Wanted to bring up, we got to go to the Giants a little bit.
Sure.
A little disappointed in, I want to say, Eli Apple. I'm going to call him out a little bit here because first, he can't handle when his position coach critiques him in film, which every NFL player that happens to.
Right.
That's one. But how about he's inactive again? Says he's healthy. During the game, he tweets, "I'm completely healthy." So that's one. Right. And then when Rod Smith on the Dallas Cowboys, the team facing the Giants, breaks off for an 80-yard touchdown, he retweets about how great of a play Rod Smith just had. And then when someone calls him out, he says, "Well, I'm always be a Buckeye." During the game, Rod Smith and Eli Apple were teammates. So when I saw that, I was honestly thinking, "Are you kidding me? This guy, is he serious? He's a Giant, and he's tweeting essentially congratulations to Rod Smith.
It's absolutely ridiculous
for scoring a great touchdown against his own team."
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Eli Apple doesn't really have that much cred to begin with.
Exactly. Throwing it away, man.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, that was tantamount to that time that, I don't know if you remember when Jamal Charles and a couple other guys on the Chiefs, they waited after a game to get Peyton Manning's autograph on a couple of footballs.
No, I don't know.
It was just like waiting outside pretty much. It was really terrible. That's
pretty
much an Eli move.
Cut that meat.
And Eli... Jesus Christ, Eli Apple. I mean, I'm not a big fan of when guys are friends with guys on other teams to begin with. You like to see Warriors going after Warriors.
No, I agree, but
even after the game, whatever.
I agree with you, and you know what? Yeah. And fine, do it after the game, be friends, whatever. But during the game, to congratulate a guy on his play because you went to the same college?
That's terrible.
Get over it, man. Get over it.
awful.
Get on the Giants. You know what? If you're still in Ohio State, we're going to have to get rid of him on the Giants. Play good.
Yeah.
And you won't be inactive, first of all.
Yeah.
And second of all, maybe you won't be congratulating the other team for touchdowns.
Yeah, the Giants are so bad, I don't know if they're going to be good next year. That's how sad it is there.
I know.
Sad state of affairs.
Well, let's stick with more Are You Kidding Me critiques on Did That Just Happen?
Yeah.
We had a little funny one. I saw it actually coming in today.
Yep.
So the Eagles scored a touchdown at the end of the game. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah,
Last play of the game, the laterals.
Yeah, the fumble, into the for the touchdown.
If you had the Eagles in fantasy and their defense, you must be. If you were facing them, you must be steaming.
They still give him a shit ton of points. I mean,
Well,
it couldn't have been that good.
You still got 6 points, 8 points for no reason.
8 points, yeah.
Anyway, so LeGarrette Blount runs onto the crowd, and he jumps into the stands.
The whole team ran into the crowd. They were away.
Yeah,
they found like
the
a row
whole
of Eagles
team
fans.
runs into so they got offense coming
That
in.
camera was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
They all do the Lambo leap into the and an Eagles
Even
fan.
the Coliseum, it made no sense.
An Eagles fan steals LeGarrette Blount's beanie cap.
Oh, I didn't see that actually.
Because he wanted to keep it for himself. So I don't know. I think that's less. Are you kidding me? And did that just happen? Like
Yeah,
we're
that's
watching,
ridiculous. I didn't even know
in.
that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, the whole team running in.
No, that shot in general was just great. They were on the road, and they found a huge row of fans that they could just all leap into. It was like 20 guys on the team.
It was a celebration.
It looked like they were home. Yeah,
exactly.
It made no sense.
You would have thought they just won the game and sealed the game at home. But I couldn't believe he stole the hat. That's the fan of your own team, but it's probably going to be on eBay today. I bet you.
Yeah, sure.
How much money LeGarrette Blount's LeGarrette Blount's sweaty beanie.
Yeah.
I think the best memorabilia is still Marcus Peters throwing the flag into the stands.
Oh God,
100%. That's the best.
The kids with the yarmulkes that grabbed that one. They had a great pull.
And that's the end of Are You Kidding Me? Did that just happen? Woo! There we go. Another segment in the books. It was great. We touched on fantasy football. Donnie and I spoke about how morose we are over the fact that Carson Wentz has gone down. I haven't lost a game since Carson Wentz started, so obviously I'm going to lose next week because he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Now, but also we are in a Bridgeside Sports Fantasy Football League. It's much better, it's not our basketball league because it has rules that kind of make sense.
Right.
And then we have our 2-week playoffs that started this week.
Absolutely.
Donnie and myself are in...
my brainchild.
That's a bad rule, Donnie. I'm sorry.
I didn't even think about it. I had no idea.
2-week playoffs. And
Venture just brought that up to me.
And it's going to week 17, by the way.
Yeah, he mentioned
that's
it.
bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's bad. But Donnie and I are in the consolation bracket.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's beating me in week 1.
I'm gonna beat you. I think we're both done actually.
But we got a big matchup in Ventra and Mike.
Boo versus the analyst.
Boo versus the analyst. Mike versus Chris. Alias versus Alias. So Mike is wheeling and dealing.
Absolutely.
And I believe he's winning. Why don't you read up the score for me?
All right, so we have Mike Boo. He's got 155.
Who's had a powerhouse team the whole entire year.
And he's also got 2 guys going right now. Yeah. And the analyst...
Powerhouse team the entire year.
Oh, no, he was the best team in the league. Yeah, he's the number one. And then the analyst got 106, a meager 106. I believe he's got Brandon Cooks going right now. By the way, they're almost at the half. I think they're at the half. He's got 0.
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah,
wow,
that's terrible. We got 10-13 Miami, 13-10 Miami.
13-10 Miami. Okay.
I'm looking at it from a fantasy.
I got it. I
perspective.
understand.
Yeah. So
we got that.
This is really not looking good for the analyst.
Not looking for good. So he's got to make
like
up
4 touchdowns.
So he
Cooks
might
in the
have to
second half.
outscore him by like 80 points next week.
Yeah,
which is going to be tough.
Yeah, that's going to be terrible. Yeah.
So Mike's in the driver's seat, and then we have another matchup. Tommy Reynolds, a big fan of the show, friend to Bridgeside Productions.
Absolutely.
As well as, I think we're going to get her on the mic. I don't know. I don't know if we were able to land the special interview of Dana. She's also behind the scenes right now, producing for us.
Dana D'Angelo, do you have any...
Dana D'Angelo, do you have anything to say about your matchup this week?
You actually have a slight lead. Do you have anything to say?
I have a slight lead against Tommy right now.
Okay,
even though my defense got -4 points this week.
It's a terrible choice, by the way.
Who's
Cincinnati.
The Cincinnati. So, do you have anyone playing right now?
Yes.
Who do you have going right now?
Guskowski.
Goskowski.
Oh, all right.
That's probably the best player on the team. No, but who does Tommy have going? Does
He's
Tommy
got
have anyone going?
Burkhead, actually. He's got
Tommy's-
16.
Tommy? Well,
Burkhead's
Burkhead's
lighting
got
up.
16. What's Burkhead's line?
Yeah, all right. I got to look that up, actually. So
Burkhead's good for another 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Oh, I have to say, look.
No, that didn't happen yet. That's what he's saying he's good for.
Okay.
He's got 7 rushing yards, a rushing touchdown, but he's got 5 receptions for 45 yards.
Ooh, pile
Yeah.
it on. Rex
That's
Burkhead.
insane, yeah.
Let it be known, Rex Burkhead is in the house. We had a double interview with Dana and Tommy. So, Tommy, how do you feel? Do you think you're going to come back and win?
I'm just looking to bring it to single digits.
It's in single digits already, I think, my man.
Right now it is.
It is.
No, it's like 7
He wants to
points.
keep it close, so it's pretty much a 1 week. Chris cannot say the same thing. Seems like Mike got a pretty good head start. Mike's had a good team the entire year. He's really
No, Mike's had the best team. Yeah,
he's
there's
really
no doubt.
carried
Yeah.
us. He's really carried the entire league.
He's probably going to carry next week, too. No offense, analyst.
Sorry, analyst.
Yeah.
That maybe has something to say about it.
Oh.
Wah, wah. We have any sound effects? But that's our Bridgeside fantasy football update. I think we got one close matchup, and I think Tommy and Dan are going to come down to the wire. Got Gostkowski versus Burkhead for the rest of the night. Tommy's predicting 2 more touchdowns
yeah.
from Rexy Burkhead. It's possible. It's possible he's catching a lot of passes.
I mean, yeah.
'Cause
Burkhead out of nowhere. But
Because
Burkhead's one of those guys. yeah.
Gronkowski's out. You know, I feel
No,
like
I
he
get
throws
it that
in the
they have
middle.
to disperse that a little bit further.
Exactly. But anyway, so we're gonna move on to our question of the week. The weekly question that we've kind of been going on through the same theme as we've been talking.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're gonna stick to sporting events theme. So 2 weeks ago we asked last week we asked.
What
I
was
take that back.
the
Last
best
week the
sporting
best
event,
sporting
single
event
sporting event ever?
That's correct. This week,
Tough question.
This week, we're going to get more subjective, more opinionated.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ask, what is your favorite sporting event of all time? Personally. I'm going to leave it, Donnie, you. You start.
Are you sure? All right, yeah. I guess I can. Okay. So I was at a Division Series game in the year 2000.
I'm sorry, hold on. Are we going the best one we've been to, or just the best one in general?
Well, we have a couple of favorites. All right, so Game 4 of the 2015 NLCS, the Mets closing out the Cubs. I mean, that would be up there for me. I was at home watching that one.
That's great. I'm not
Yeah.
a Met fan, but what would be up there for me as a Met fan? 1999. Yes, 1999. Game 5, Robin Ventura.
Yeah, I get it. I mean,
What do you mean? I get it. That was fantastic. The Grand Slam single.
they didn't even make the World Series that year. What do you
Well,
mean?
they lost the World Series in 2015. What does it matter? It's the same thing.
No, but they were in the World Series.
Yeah,
though.
well, they lost.
I'm just saying a playoff
With
game like
thrillingness.
that didn't end the playoff series. Like that would have been great. I would have given you that if that would have ended the playoff series.
Okay. So like a Todd Pratt home run when he hit that one in the
Against the
Division Series?
Diamondbacks,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's the same year.
Yeah,
99.
Well, they lost to the Braves in,
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
in that
and he beat
series.
the-
I believe it was a walk, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers, maybe.
You know, they blew that game. We went against that just real
Yeah.
quick. They would have been the first team to come back from 3-0 to force a Game 7.
Okay, yeah. Actually, if I had to dig into the memory bank, yeah.
Yeah, but they were
But,
winning 7-5 in the ninth inning. They
Yeah,
blew it, but
terrible
Hitez
end of
blew
the
the
game,
bottom
yeah.
of the ninth.
But that's why I would not give that the
Okay.
credence that maybe
Okay,
it deserves.
so I wanted to give it back to them.
Mets Astros to make it to the 2000, like the Subway
Okay,
Series.
yeah.
That I'd give it. Just being a Mets fan, I'm a big baseball guy. So the 2015.
What about, I'm going to give you another Mets one. I'm sorry for cutting you off. the
No,
Mets
please
one.
go.
And it's a shame because they didn't make the World Series again. But it was one of the best catches I've ever seen.
2006, yeah, of
I'll
course,
let you
Game
take it
7,
away.
of course. I actually posted that as one of the pictures for the best game. I was up in Albany watching that game. I had a weighted ball in my hand. I actually destroyed one of the dressers in like the dorm room when
Chris throws a home
the
run?
final strikeout.
Oh,
No, the
final
final
strikeout.
strikeout to end the series. Bit of a disappointment, but I actually went
Yes,
to Game
but the
2
catch
of
was
that
amazing.
series, and they did
That's
get a
gotta be
win
great.
on the back of a Cliff Lloyd home run.
Cliff
Yeah, that's
Floyd
right.
home run. My
Yeah,
God.
good offense that year. I'm actually telling the truth, sadly.
They
I
did.
didn't mean to disparage Cliff Floyd's soul.
No.
But, all right, what do you think? What
What
do
do
you
you think?
got? Because I
Okay.
gave a couple of Mets things. So.
I mean, I got to go. I've been lucky enough to be a Yankees and a Giant fan. So I
Yeah,
have
it's
something
pretty
to talk
good
about.
times.
Number one has to be Super Bowl 42, 2007, Giants beating the Patriots.
Of course.
That's the perfect storm of awesomeness because the Giants hadn't won in my lifetime.
Yeah, of course, right.
Well, in my lifetime, but that I can
90,
remember.
I got you, yeah.
Patriots were 18-0, on the verge of the greatest season of all time.
Giants wild card.
Giants were wild card.
Beating everybody on the road. Yeah.
Beat the Cowboys on the road with an interception to seal the game. Played the Packers in negative degree weather with Tom Coughlin's
Big time
face
game, yeah.
was turning red as that guitar
His
and ready
face was
to,
always red.
and ready to fall off. And they missed all the field goals, and then Tynes hit the field goal to win the game in overtime. And then beating the Patriots with the Tyree catch, with the Burris touchdown.
Asante Samuel threw his fucking
It
hand.
was. The Burris touchdown. I mean, it couldn't get better than that, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's
that was
the pinnacle.
That was
of
an
thing.
unbelievable
To
game.
talk about other ones, for me, you had the 96 World Series for the Yankees, I think, would be the best because it was the first one.
Yeah,
and it was
Yankees,
great. They were
Braves,
down
right?
2-0. You had the game where they came back 6-0. I remember as a kid just watching that videotape. Remember when they had the VHSs
Yeah,
for the World Series? They don't
The
have that
box
anymore.
sets, yeah, for the games, yeah.
They don't have that anymore. But I used to put in
No,
that
they
World.
don't.
I used to put in that World Series tape. And I always remember if Wynn's not here too. If Wynn was here, you'd always remember we would talk about Jim Lyrics, that pitch when Mark Orr was like, I was a fastball pitcher. I was a fastball hitter. You know, if you don't throw me a fastball, that home run against Mark Orr.
Mark Wahlberg was actually destroyed several games that were important.
Andy Pettit won 1-0 against John Smoltz. You know,
One of the
funny
greatest
enough,
playoff pitchers of all
it
time.
was. You know, the funny thing, John Smoltz says that's the best game he's ever pitched, hands down.
It could be, though.
It was an unearned run. Marquise Grissom made an error, and he struck out, I think, 12 or 13 guys. Just complete game. Just Pettit outdueled him.
Most was unbelievable, yeah.
Pettit outdueled him. He got the shutout. It was a great series. We had a lot of Yankees. Let's get away from. I guess let's just get away from. If I had, those are my favorite teams. So that has to be my favorite.
Of
one.
course, yeah.
But I guess if we want to try to get away from the New York area and great sporting events that I enjoyed watching,
Right.
we had Chris would be remiss if I didn't say it, but we had the 2006 Italian World Cup.
Okay.
When they won. Oh, that was fantastic for me because also I remember my grandfather passed away before 2006, but I remember watching with my grandfather in 1994. They lost to Brazil in the finals.
Okay.
But that was one of my first sporting memories. He was watching with his brothers and how upset he was that
So you guys were big soccer
lost.
people in your roots.
Yeah, my grandfather was born in the old country, so
Oh, no, I get it.
I'm not that big.
It's
of a
not my
soccer.
bigger.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
all kids of immigrants.
Yeah,
I'm not-
exactly. I'm not that big.
soccer
No, nothing bad about it. I love it. I'm not that big of a soccer guy though.
Right.
But seeing them win I thought was amazing.
No, cool. Yep, absolutely.
If we want to, I'm trying to think. Katie brought up WrestleMania.
Which one?
I would say which one too. But would you consider WrestleMania a sporting event?
Yeah, absolutely.
Me too. Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
WrestleMania 9, if I'm not mistaken, was
WrestleMania
outdoors.
9, that's right, in Vegas. That's right. Hogan came out and beat Yokozuna. Yeah, that's right, wrestling fans. I'm out there. I'm one of you.
I guess there were a couple of good
what about
events.
WrestleMania 3 where he power slammed Andre the Giant?
Andre the Giant,
Hulk
yeah,
Hogan?
sure, yeah.
Power slam. Oh, yeah, sure. You don't seem too excited about that
No,
one.
I don't remember it that well. I remember
about
that happened.
The Rock, Hulk
I
Hogan?
couldn't tell you the undercard.
The Rock, Hulk Hogan?
I think the
WrestleMania
Ultimate
18
Warrior beat somebody.
beat Hulk Hogan.
George the
Wrestling.
Animal Steel ate a turnbuckle. I don't know. WrestleMania 3.
Wait.
What are you
What
talking about?
What about George the Animal Steel in a wrestling match, no disqualification, with Chris the Animal Liasis? Who do you think wins
Well,
that
this never
match?
happened, but I guess if I was going to go into hypotheticals, I'd say the
Hypothetical.
animal.
Dream matches.
Because I'm almost certain that George the Animal Steel's dead. So it would be a pretty good, pretty easy matchup.
Dream matches in their prime. Chris the Animal Liasis versus George the Animal Steel.
Yeah, I don't know. In their prime.
In their
both?
primes. In their
I mean,
prime. Oh, there he is!
I don't know.
was waiting for him. We got.
He's growling into a microphone, but I'm pretty sure George the Animal Steel had like 103 pounds on him.
But who had more body hair? George the Animal had body hair coming out of
I've
his
never
shoulder.
seen this kid shirtless. I mean, he could be.
I got a shag right
There we go. We
I
got
don't wanna know
we
that.
got the special interview with Chris the Animal Liasis. So, Chris the Animal, do you take down George the Animal Steel?
Oh, I think it'd be a tough one, but we'll be fighting over the kibble for a while.
He was a much bigger person than you. I'm going to answer the question. You get your balls kicked in.
Oh, and guys, I think that's the last thought of the day.
I guess it would have to be, yeah.
Chris, I'm sorry, you just got your balls kicked in. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, we had a skeleton staff here today with me and Donnie. I think we did. I liked it. The 2-man show. We ran the 2-man.
Boom.
Just the 2-on-2. I want to remind everyone about the new start time next week, guys. We got an 8 p.m. call time. We're going to be
Absolutely.
8 p.m. Bridgeside Sports Live. You'll know where to find us now for a little earlier. Please, as always, remember to tune in tomorrow to the flagship show, Bridgeside Live. Another great performance going on Tuesday, 9 o'clock. Well, there it is. It's on the screen. We're going to go. And I want you to, I can't
Bobby Deitch Band.
Thank you. I can't read it from here. Can Donnie call that out for me?
The Bobby Deitch Band.
Bobby Deitch Band. Thank you very much. I couldn't read that. Bobby Deitch Band tomorrow, 9 o'clock, Bridgeside Live, boys. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week at 8 p.m. Have a good one.